Ahí se el TP. Vamos para allí. Paja no poder nadar en esta agua, hermano. Qué rico, se hace solo. Casi. ¿Son los de agua? Oh, qué fácil. Dios, qué lagazo que dio. Ya lo hice eso. ¿Dónde está el TP acá? Está bloqueado. No, voy para allá. Ahí está. Bueno, ya hay otro coso de esos. ¿Y la de saltar? No veo nada para ahí. Lugar de pesca aquí. Mecánica de mierda. Ah, pero si puedo literalmente caminar en el agua. ¿Qué le pasó? ¡Toma! Fácil. Soy Jesucristo. ¿Ya hay acá? ¿Qué les pasa a los bichitos, boludo? Están re locos. Yep. Yo loco, no me dropean ni cosas de mierda, boludo. Se me rompen los huevos, bicho. No tiene pinta. Están los tres, perfecto.
Splendid! More interesting trinkets for me.
Hostia. No era el país la main, ¿Esto es mío? Parece que sí. Bueno, no voy a seguir para dentro de las cuevas por las dudas. Por los 7 que le entro. Bueno, Jay Hate. ¿En serio la main no tiene voice line? ¿No tiene tipo de voz? Sí saben quién soy, ¿no? Sí saben quién soy. voice line. No tiene tipo de voz. Che, hermano, yo no le puse el... Para que no le puse foto al directo. Yo había hecho foto. Ay, estas cosas. Bueno, voy a poner automático esto. A lo que me van a decir acá que va a ser nada. Sí, le puse. What the fuck, me parecía 5 fotos. Oh, what the fuck. Entendido. Esto así y listo. Joder. El señor oscuro. Aquel al que llaman idiota. Bueno. Preguntar el nombre, ¿no? Se ha convertido en un golem y ahora este es el desgraciado. Ah, que tengo que enviar con tanta gente, pero me los voy a borrar,
Bond is
boludo.
strong. Everyone hold hands. Take.
Silence!
Gameplay. Tiene pinta que haya nadie acá, ¿eh? ¡Eh! Donde siempre saben melodía armoniosa ahora. What the fuck? Che, es Ratio, boludo, el del... What? What a Middlebury. Los hijos del mármol. Chabón, esto está en 1080-60 y se ve para el orto, boludo. Bueno, esto igual se ve re mal igual. Pues yo también lo veo mal. Lo sé peor en el directo, qué asco. Cuerpo imperecedero, déjanos temer a las profundidades del océano, nuestras almas siguen encadenadas a la fortuna. ¡Eh! Acá la destino no es algo que las almas mortales capaces de soportar la Phobos. Rarete. Claro, lo que yo voy a esperar son las ruinas de esto, ¿no? Ya, esa es la ballena. ¿Puede ser? ¿La que mato cada lunes? Voy a hyper esquipear porque no me está convenciendo. Loco, pongan misión con Daisy, pero una puta vez, loco. Cosa para afectar. Fome. ¿Se tiene una aura roja o soy yo? El sueño del pueblo extraño. Tengo que ir por acá para hacer la main de Arlecchino, ¿no? Ah, no. ¿Puedo hacer la main de acá o irme a la main de Arlecchino? La verdad tengo más ganas de hacer la main de Arlecchino, no te voy a mentir, Vamos a parar ahí. Aparte creo que me va a quedar mejor. Vamos a tirar de la de Arlecchino, que me interesa más que esto, de momento. Parece que empieza con Navia, para variar. Fontaine es Navia.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
De una con el Lightning.
Paimon knows them.
Over here.
Over here.
To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears...
You can say that again. What? Wait, Paimon's got it. You must be here for one of your...
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front.
Oh, are Lynette and Fremine here too?
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth. You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more...
So you're saying nearly the entire organization has moved to Poisson?
Since the two of you are so curious,
Hostia.
perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death.
Father, you're here.
You know, on second thought, maybe...
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could... As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain...
What sort?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Hearth.
A phantom child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist is lurking in the shadows of the House of the Hearth. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to investigate the situation. I expect I should be able to track down the spirit fairly quickly. If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be advisable to stick around for a few days. I'm sure... Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests. I have some matters to attend to.
Of course, Father.
Y se va.
It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home, and you're quite well known in the organization already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophecy. If you're willing, why don't you stay?
Alright. We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just...
Of course. During our stay
si
in
desbloquearé
Poisson,
vos
we've been
acá
helping out the locals
o
with some fishing.
en la
We're
otra
bringing
main.
quite the bounty. Let's go. I'll take you...
Pues es como el de la Raiden, supongo que sí lo desbloquearé acá.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should...
Thanks!
Well, when I happen to... With this many people staying in Poisson, we have to bring in outside supplies every now and then.
Okay, we'll come with. There are all sorts of rumors about your organization floating around out there. But now that we finally have the chance to see a day in the life of the house, we can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along.
Que me vendría Cambiar a tiempo, me da paja. Oigan, ¿y Navia? ¿Ya que estamos acá?
Linny! We're finally here. The supplies. I'm assuming you
Brought them with me? Hello?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
It's a traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are here!
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around.
Oh, it's alright! Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were there. Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about...
Father told us about how you helped Linny. According to her, you're a trustworthy friend. And as far as she's concerned, that's pretty much the...
I heard the Traveler is so strong that she can move a mountain with her bare hands.
Pará.
I heard Paimon eats so much that she can clean out the entire pantry at Hotel Tabor in just 3 days. Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon? Oh, not cool at all! Oh, wait! When guests visit, you're supposed to... Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't... Come on! We insist! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean... Huh? Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth. He's super good at it.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go... I was poisoned not too
Están
long
todos
ago.
recontra
and
entrenados,
I'm
de
still
loco.
dealing with...
Wait. When you said gift, Paimon did...
No, amigo, no, estoy haciendo misiones.
How about this?
Encima, ¿qué idioma es eso, hermano?
Someone really annoys you.
Árabe.
All right, Fold, Selwar. You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed.
Really? Awesome! It's been so long
qué
since
sueño
we've had
tengo.
guests to play with. If there's anything you need, just let us know. Yeah, especially if it's poison or something. I've got...
Well, we'll...
Alright, see you later.
Joder, es la main de la guacha esta y tengo que escuchar a los de la casa de la hoguera, hermano, dale.
Bye!
Hola, adiós.
Lynn, about all that poison.
Y son todos Fatu y Paimon, dale, viejo.
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being... When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets. Just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to... Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about... I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like...
Matar gente, despellejar cuellos.
Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And who are these two?
Allow me to introduce you.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much of. It's nice to meet you. I heard you've traveled to all sorts of places.
Of course! We're making our way all across to that!
Oh,
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently?
4.000 ladrones.
Oh, this is the first we've heard of it.
It seems like it's going to be fantastic. From what I've been able to tell from the...
oh, and there's the Blind Maiden, too. That one is supposed to have audience interaction. Seems pretty interesting. After
¿Cuántas para
this
dormir?
mission is
2, 3,
over,
4 hasta
I
el
think
día.
I'll go get a
8 horas,
manicure.
boludo. ¿Por qué tengo tanto sueño, boludo?
Maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem...
I heard that.
Oh!
Puta, no leí.
Oops.
A ver.
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others? Yeah, we're definitely not all like them.
I
Yo
bet
tenía el
those
pelo, aunque no
crazies
sé
are
cuánto me
practically
costará.
foaming at the mouth right now.
En vez de comprarme, me puse a ver la
I'm
vez
sure
la
they
chica.
just can't wait to get back to Snezhnaya to
Hostia,
carry out the
me lo
plan.
perdí.
That's enough, filial.
Don't talk about
Hey,
family
gente
members
normal le
behind
tiró.
their back, right? Whatever. Let's go.
Creo que están haciendo volver a Snatch.
Well,
Me voy a esquipear texto porque sinceramente no me están contando nada, boludo.
You're right. Oh, Lenny's
so, what do you think of the members
get
you've met
away.
so far? Well, Father is always encouraged. Well, I should probably get cooked.
Of course!
Then let's head out. Uh-huh. Fremine, what are you doing?
Hostia, framing it.
Hey, nice to...
Oh, you too.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and
Seafood soup?
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe I can help.
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and water. And some clean cloth.
No problem. Give me a second here. Food, water... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far as I'm...
I thought I'd grab an extra portion because I get hungry at night.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Tell me what's going on.
Maybe it'll be better if we get...
This is the first time I've...
Just...
Padre. Che, loco. Darle una falta de respeto a que no pongan a nadie acá, ¿eh?
You're back! Oh, and you brought...
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew...
Hi, Lenny. I'm also a child of... You can call me Claire.
The fuck?
Clairvy?
It's nice to meet you. Does that name ring any bells?
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guess...
No, I haven't told anyone. I've just...
For how long?
About half a month now.
So ever since we got to Poisson, then. Do you have any idea?
I know what I'm...
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father... You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate...
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like... Linny, don't you remember last year? Chaplot nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. He wasn't able to get back before that night. While I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't... That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices. It's happened many times in the house.
So what you're saying is... That was her?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted, but she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't...
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is bound...
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to disobey an order.
Come with me. There are...
Complicado.
Those two sure
Qué
care a
raro.
lot about each other.
Qué raro, se elaboraron un
Well,
NPC,
they got a
boludo.
funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was... No way. They have a really deep bond. I could tell, right? I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house, runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette. We grew up together, the three of us. We were all orphans, all rescued by father. Later on, when you started calling me Linny, I wasn't actually surprised. After all, Lynette and I are related by blood. We've had to
Lenny,
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. You and Lynette are the most important people in my life. No one can replace you.
Oh, looks like things are getting kind of heated between Lenny and.
Qué chusma.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes
Pero
away.
estamos dentro de una cueva, hermano. ¿Hay un cofrecito?
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't in. Oh, wait a minute, Fred. Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do.
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with.
What are you getting at, Traveler?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And I just thank you.
me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve that means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here.
I've tried that already. And nothing. I tried. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about spirit.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers here. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard.
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds.
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Ve, what the fuck, apareció la guacha esta de una.
Whoa!
Lynette!
Esta loca se puede teletransportar con el aire, boludo.
What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremine. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear of the situation, I'd rather fully join in. If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here. Well, I guess we're all in this together then. After we talk to Clairvy, well, there's no time to lose. Let's...
Dios. Así que hizo insta spawn, boludo.
I'm full. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been done.
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it does. Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just.
Clairvy, if you've got some time...
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hi.
Hello. Clairvy, how did you join...
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never
The roster? Oh, I get it now. The people in charge. They're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not in this house. Some people are family and other people are just test subjects.
Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She...
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy. Perry. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of trick. Maybe we should try a different approach.
What?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candles.
To go where the sun can find me.
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
Okay, time to divide and conquer. Listen up. I've got a plan. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with Lynette. Try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about. Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she...
Understood.
I'll try my best.
What about us? What should we do?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side?
Ah, Paimon gets it. You want us to distract her.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene if the worst-case scenario happens and we're discovered. Just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for you too. Okay, this...
¿Cómo sabe?
I really hope this goes well. No, it has to go well. That's the only way this can get resolved.
4 libritos, 4 libritos. Qué bien me vendría una alquilera para subir acá, boludo. Ay, no me dio la estamina. ¡Eh! ¡Mi puto padre!
It's the knave. And... child!
Joder.
Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya recuperating?
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here.
Se hecho mierda, loco.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all...
What sort of unfinished business are we talking?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces.
Oh, okay, so have...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence,
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going... But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should...
The worst of it is over. It's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. they didn't go down easy, and that's good because it looks like I really do have to head back this time. The old man's been putting the pressure on me. He sent someone to tell me I'm needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrader's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be even better. I've been waiting for a chance to see you go all—
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries.
One I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the Hearth, to what do...
well, we just... Right! We're super close to Linny and the other...
Is that so? Introductions have already been...
Creo que...
well, you see? There's only so much...
Good question. I'd also like to know.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful.
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve it.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to... I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser, which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least... Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster had to say.
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family.
I see.
Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase.
Ah.
But I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although, it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved. But I don't intend to clear that. Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then, why did you try to help out?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would hardly suspect a fellow Fontainian of having any ulterior motives. Who wouldn't? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well...
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, there was something else that really caught my attention. I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems...
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so...
They were that high stakes?
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit
Solo
jealous,
necesito la
actually.
misión 3 del
You've got so
Tartaglia.
many family
Tartaglia.
members around you, and you even get to live with
Del
them.
Nobile.
Having
The
a lot of
child.
family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. I get the picture. Well, would you look at the time? I should probably get Traveler, Paimon. I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Qué ganas de pelear que te pibe.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look.
All right. Well, thanks for everything, Arlecchino.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well,
We should probably get going too.
oh? You want me to leave so soon?
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do.
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh,
Right.
I wonder if Liddy ran into any issues. Let's hurry back and see how
Oh? You decide.
Voy a tirar TP porque qué paja, vale. Los pibes. No me enteré de nada igual, tipo.
How did everything go?
Todos salen mal entre todos.
Well, long story short,
Qué grande Natalia.
everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface. But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... Well, we could always try... Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually the sun... How to...
Good. I've got...
Really? Well... Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade, L'Endroit... Oh, yikes. That rare guy has a huge...
Ah, I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received during a mission. I still remember...
Did he...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but
Wait, so that means...
it may seem cruel, but it's just one of the rules. Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we...
Ah,
Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help...
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, people like Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision.
These kinds of conflicts have... Oh,
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not exactly. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe...
This is all because of...
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold on a second. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together.
El gallo y el
Apparently, it has
regatero.
to do with the Fatui's strategic... Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining...
Wait, but is it...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the House a lot of... It's just that... we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan... It's an honor in name.
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do...
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we
can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial and the others, it won't do any good. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some... Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Ah, todo acá, God.
Oh, I'm always looking forward to it.
Animación reciclada por centésima vez.
Hey, she's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry...
¿Qué dijo antes?
Ooh, you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler?
¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué dijo? Ah,
Oh, well, in that case, we should
que
just
se va a
plan
enojar
on
el
running
padre.
over... Look! Look over there! Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees!
Vamos atrás de ella.
Over there!
Y spawnea. Está yendo por fuera.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast!
Es de noche.
Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy! Shh! I opened the window while no one was... Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting? Please, help us get on the same... Sure. Everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. So as long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. And you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on. You're saying the knave did it? It's just... that doesn't seem like something she would do. I knew you wouldn't. Everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a mother. But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, if only Perry were here. she'd understand. Harry. Also, Paimon's getting us. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us or if she's mistaken. Well, in any case, it seems like she looks so young. But it seems like... it's getting windy. Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard the Perry and I promised each other that once, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me. What should I do?
Okay.
Paimon really doesn't understand. Well, let's head back.
Qué guapo, no me hacen caminar hasta allá.
All right, looks like we're all here. Let's go. Oh, what is it? What makes you ask that?
Well, we kind of ran into Clairvy last. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad...
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think we're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for...
Secret experiment? Could... I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The Doctor only proposed a direction for the research. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That, I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles.
Alright, that's good to hear at least. Clairvy seems to think the Knave and the Doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, it's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the Knave directly, but Paimon doesn't think she'd tell us.
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you...
No todo el día en la costa. Me gusta la playa. Me gusta la playita. Hermano, voy a cambiar los PJs, Qué más re alta la puta escalera esta, boludo. Está en el mismo lugar. ¿La sola hoy? Sí. Ella baila sola. Hola.
Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit... Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of... So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or, although I must profess to being curious, without child here, how do you...
Distract!
Looks like you could have used some... Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any ski...
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them... Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia.
Ah?
Good things come to children who do as they're told.
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing, and Paimon doesn't think it'd be a stretch to say she was threatening us just now. Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't want to find out what happened. Okay, then we probably should...
Tryhard. Eso es... ¿En serio la entrada acá? Si tenemos a literalmente Un dragón a 2 metros, boludo.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is...
You're not planning on...
I assume you're referring to... Although, there's that situation with Filial and then... No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same...
Does that mean you're going to kill...
Oh. Are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of...
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. The House of the Hearth is hardly an exception. You could say, perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held... I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nantoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no...
But that's awful.
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for... If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the punishment will be severe. Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. We'll try and keep better track of it next time. It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a...
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat. Now, I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time. Well, time to go. Looks like we wrapped things.
Lo rota que también en guión no tiene nombre, ¿eh? Ahora quiero chusmear. No. ¿Qué? Iba a ser con Nivelet. Efectivamente, con Nivelet. Literalmente no le tiene miedo un dragón con todos los poderes. Yo flipo.
It's been a while, Monsieur Nevelet.
Mr.
I
Nivelet.
must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well. If I may inquire...
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please.
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Nevelet. So allow me to use water as an analogy. A family is like a large body of water with countless rivers flowing. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source... Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that...
Did you get any of that?
your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few...
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal.
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Nevelet, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine, and, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer...
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe. Ah, that thief
Oh,
who
lo del
embezzled
tráiler,
funds
¿no?
from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the... Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency of...
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case...
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I...
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the meantime.
All right, traveler Paimon. Time to go.
No entendí nada. Y me ha dejado muy mal cuerpo. No he entendido nada. ¿Cómo es el clip ese? A ver, para, lo voy a buscar. ¿Está corto? Chabón, dale viejo, tengo que buscarlo en TikTok, ¿en serio?
No la he investigado toda, he visto simplemente alguna cosilla y ya con lo poco que he visto no he entendido nada y me ha quedado muy mal cuerpo. No la he...
Literalmente. Salta al Palacio de Verbonia. Bueno, ya que estamos acá, vamos a visitar a Furina, ¿no? God.
So, what exactly were you talking about back then? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then...
You really want to know? I would imagine there might be...
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything... Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Trap?
Oh, shoot. Are you alright? Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers. Well, let me make it up to you at least.
Oh, you don't have to give us a...
Please, I want to. It's not like I'm short on supply.
Hostia,
All
¿este
the
no es uno de los que
extras
está
will be used.
muerto?
It's my fault, really. I was just trying to bring home some extra mora for the family, but I bit off more than I can chew. I haven't had many takers today, so I'm still swimming in papers.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend here on accident. I should probably
Me
get
gusta el
going,
directo que puedo volver
actually,
atrás.
so...
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with mora. It's...
I'll take 3 papers. Here.
Oh! Thank you for your patronage. May the Archons bless you. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory though, right? I'm getting married.
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've even acquired some light reading to enjoy along the way.
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to Poisson.
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation. And that being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about...
Wait, why are you being so generous?
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent for bad. The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Demands and threats only get wonderful. Here it
¿Qué
is.
mierda dije?
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation. and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay. Sounds normal enough. But what do you mean, when the time comes? When is that supposed to be?
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
¿Qué dije? ¿Qué dije? ¿Qué dije? Caminando bajo el sol. Buah, loco, me van a hacer caminar.
My apologies. This heavy rain must be quite an inconvenience.
Vale, están de acuerdo. Como entra en un dominio, ya sé que acá es el boss, ¿eh? ¿No hay un cofrecito ahí? No. ¡Ja! Voy con la que las ruinas escondidas. Se viene. Chabón, no estoy ni tocando el borde del mapa, boludo. Como Paimon me va a volver para atrás.
It's over.
Ya, no, creo que no vine para acá. Oh, sí.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be no one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened here. It was before I became a Harbinger. And before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first...
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first.
Se viene presentación de PowerPoint.
Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale. A thriving family made up of kind adult. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also... Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family...
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat. But as for how to raise them... that depends entirely on the person. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight. Force them to duel each other, and then... It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well... They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on. Or sent away on dangerous missions. Nothing...
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina...
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality. Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. After her efforts failed, the only other option, of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age, who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy meant?
Friend, huh? Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person with a tenacious spirit. Peruere, on the other hand, was rather cold-blooded. Her cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least, despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere that she hoped to create a real family. There may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, but Clairvy proved her determination many times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help. Even with her body racked with pain, she would still stand on her tiptoes and open the window at night. She and Peruere would look out at the moon together. A fierce longing.
Oh no. What happened?
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years had passed. 10 years worth of failure after failure. She and Perouer weren't children anymore, but finding any chance to escape. It was during this time that Perouer suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of... Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Perouer could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Perouer. The very person that had stood by her side all those years. From that moment on, Perouer's journey was one written in flames. When the rain finally came and washed it all away, there she stood. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation.
Mató a Madre.
Perhaps you too.
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Perouer killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought to the moment she acted. Any conception of what was right or wrong ceased to matter. It's one of the principles of the house. Perouer won the battle, and became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along. You're Perouer. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now does bring back memories. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as father. And that is where the story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she...
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is... You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. My flame, of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance wasn't the only thing affected. Memory is a mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like...
So if all of that is true, then you must have known about Clairvy.
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. But other times, shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter, your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, but... No matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate...
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait...
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger and sorrow. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-being. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I gave your friends quite a bit more time.
Here they are, Father.
You gonna execute him? Seeing something like that would actually be a first, Lenny!
¿Qué?
I'm sorry. I heard about how you helped buy us more time, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed, it's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first, I believe certain scores need settling.
Ah, va, animación. No, no es animación.
Father, let me explain.
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right now...
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
¿Eh?
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch.
I did not! You're lying! Fultz is trying to frame us.
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a bunch of other people started talking about Clairvy. We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what
You little... You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you, huh? And you, Sheplo? Have you forgotten who stood by your sickbed, watched over you, and changed your dressings? Come on!
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die. You're our family.
Liar. You wouldn't be doing this if that were the case.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not like it's never happened before. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really...
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it, the move to Poisson was just a way to...
Filial, Nantoy, I owe you both my life. I owe Clairvy too. If it weren't for all... If this were any other situation, I would do anything to repay that kindness. Even if it cost me my life. But...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake. And we should own up to it. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Fultz. We...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth.
all those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider, Father. What Filial and the others did. Does it we all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing. But the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rule. So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please. Linny, you...
I also agree with Linny.
An order, once given, cannot... However, given the extent...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient Wait.
Impossible. Father is way too strong, even for Lenny.
Acá es donde entro yo.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. What should we do? If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna be executed.
Don't you want to say a proper...
Anger makes you impulsive.
Oh, looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less.
Me van a partir el orto. Me está esquivando todo, weón.
Strike a pose. I see everything.
Toma, esquivate eso. Vale.
Out of my way.
Por desgracia, pavo, vengo recontra roto, hermano.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory.
Ole.
Father's even stronger than I expected.
Look,
Hostias.
trapped like a bunch of helpless ants.
Hey,
Suelta el mic, toque combo.
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Oh, segunda fase. Se hizo la llama de dos mundos. Ahora me hace jugar con el Traveler, tipo que ya. Me corro hasta la chota.
My blade is all that remains.
let my name echo in song.
¿Dónde está?
Everyone hold in.
Uy, lo que me quitó, boludo.
Over here.
No sí me están ayudando los hermanos. Mira el logro en medio del combate. Es que literalmente tengo niveles, o sea, más roto no puedo estar. Opa. La espada del tiempo, ¿cómo pega?
You should know better than to crowd in one place. Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack.
Father, no!
Made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
¡Tercera fase!
A crimson moon. I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
Ah, perdés, literal.
I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the company of guests, after all. We wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Brother, are you alright?
Linny, given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed.
No!
I never thought things would end like this.
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, I'm prepared to change the method of execution. Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them
Wonderful. Then,
Bottled flames?
indeed, they're the product of a secret experiment. Under certain special circumstances, once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you physically, but your memories will be burned away. If you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about... In other words, administering this concoction will kill the Memory is a mysterious thing indeed.
Ah.
So, you're just letting us go, Father?
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Filial. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes? Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes you to waver.
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life you...
Yes, Father.
Chapleau, Fultz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I will no longer be your father. Thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Acá termina, ¿no? ¿No?
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future?
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little. Look, she's done speechless. Huh? That's it? Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. If you're a harbinger now, Perry, can you tell me about it? No.
You never stopped trying to defy fate. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations to the moon. In fact, you often saw come. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualties. Your efforts may have only delayed the inevitable, but still. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended in failure. Still, you never turned your sword on Crucibina, and you never turned it on me. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now...
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down. But somehow, I still think I understand. According to Mother's plan, only one of us was going to make it until the end. If I could do it all over again, I still don't think I would make a different choice.
Is that so? Even now, I'm not sure I truly understand what kind of freedom you were trying to pursue. But as the head of the House of the Hearth, and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedom. It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter. They have to fight for it and prove themselves worthy of it.
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king. I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really?
Of course! We've traveled all over the place. We've got so many
You know, I used to dream of playing the lute while singing into the winds of freedom. That's where Mora comes from. I never knew that before. If I had some Mora, I would buy 3 new dresses. One for me. It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, well, she probably wouldn't. Those yokai you mentioned. I once saw a drawing of this one guy with horns on his head and a super scary face.
Oh, sounds like you're talking about an Oni. Yep,
I was always too afraid to skip Mother's fight, but at the academia, I bet you could do all sorts of... I'm just kidding. Being able to study what
The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and Lynette were accused of committing a crime.
Oh no!
Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around super quickly. Thanks to the...
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me!
Ahem. Okay, so it was like this. After the failed magic show...
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they encounter is quickly
Hostia, animación.
Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Harroware. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon. Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as beautiful as the ones in the... But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing back here? Let's go check it out.
Father, the bottled flames have been administered.
And you?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffet.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king, I must admit. I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility.
I just never understood what you saw in me.
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you would do anything to protect them. Even...
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny. It's all...
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out during the duel, there's no way I would have walked away with my life. She must have had it all planned. I'm not deserving of that title. I'm not...
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction, and the We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For even without that strength, you still chose to face me in a duel, even though the odds were stacked against you. That capacity to honor...
Father.
No one knows what the future holds. What tragedy or triumph may be in store. Being at the head of this organization requires... If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my predecessor. Strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never be worthy of the throne.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. Only then can a family continue to flourish. The road ahead is not an easy one. So I'll ask you one last time.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project Stuja at hand, there are many dangers ahead, and I, for one, don't intend to back down. Protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries... Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded, and no sacrifice. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment. No matter how arduous the journey ahead, I hope we both reach our desired.
Brutal. Espera, 2 días me estás matando, boludo. Qué mecánica de mierda hasta los días, vos. Tic-tuc, tic-tuc, tic-tuc.
Let's work through it together. 2 heads are better than 1.
Ya, pibe.
Lynette, Fremine, how are you feeling?
Much better.
Whew, what a relief.
What about you? Are you feeling alright?
I knew you'd come out unscathed. Us, on the other hand, well... Oh, and Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad. Father came to check up on us 2 days ago, and told us about what happened with Crucibina and Clairvy. Actually,
Wait, what? You've met the
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. It was during the year between their deaths that I joined the House of the Hearth. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way of doing things. When I joined, though, the experiment she valued so much had already come to an end, and all the people involved, dead and injured alike. A couple of months after I joined, Father killed Crucibina and burned all her files. With that, the name...
Father took in Lenny and me a couple months after that, but she never mentioned anything about Crucibina.
It really seems like something she was planning to... The last time you talked to her, did she mention why she kept...
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the darkness of the past. She was worried we'd develop a false sense of gratitude. The foundation of a family should be free of any corrupting influence. Whatever happened in the past, it has nothing... And that's what Father told us in the...
But I still thanked her for everything. It was only after hearing about what Crucibina did that I finally realized how insignificant our life... If Father hadn't taken over the House of the Hearth...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us. She doesn't believe that being indebted to her should be... But even if we didn't owe her anything, we would still choose to stay. Because we may have arguments or times when we feel wronged. Some people may even choose to leave. But...
Whether the path before us is bathed in sunlight or so I wanted to say thank you for helping us make it through this crisis. Without your help...
Oh, we didn't do anything, really.
Of course. You're welcome.
Are Filio and...
I actually saw them at a cafe They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they seemed happy.
Terminé, finiquité, finalice. junta proto, pues. Vamos a juntar, vamos a juntar. Oh, listo, ahora me falta literalmente hacer el boss. Falta que lo puedas hacer 3 veces seguida como en el Star Rail, ¿verdad? Vamos por esto nomás. Aunque técnicamente perdés para las veces que peleas acá.
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be afraid?
I
With
see
these
everything.
rising flames!
The Temple of Wisdom.
El templo de Winston. Hija de puta.
Closer now.
Ay, le re.
Is it my turn now?
Settle down.
Now that's more like it.
Be sanctified.
¿Cómo se la banca, boludo?
Spare your energy. Running is of little use.
Dios, sin reacciones, ¿en serio?
Everyone
Have a
look
taste
in.
of purgatory.
Bow your head.
Bueno, de que te quite vida máxima es
These
XD,
rising flames.
Au.
Is it my turn now?
The tides beckon.
Boludo, ya has podido pelear contra la ballena y esta loca te aguanta todo. ¡Me la mató!
Spare your energy. Running is of little use. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all.
Ah, acá se transforma.
Strike a pose.
Dios.
I see everything.
Away.
Everyone
My
look in.
blade is all that remains.
Lightning purified.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humble.
Me los quedo, me los quedo.
Justice is blindsided.
Suntown is only the beginning.
Parece que la segunda fase es más fácil, boludo. No sé ni cuál de estos va a necesitar, boludo. Porque no la... No tengo ni leveleada. Tengo que buscar el caballo de mierda ese.
Melusines are beautiful creatures. They are the pride of Fontaine. Be sure to be friendly.
Esto ya es semanal. No lo voy a poder hacer esta semana que viene, ¿no? Increíble, me encanta este videojuego. Vamos a la islita. ¿Dónde mierda quedó? Acá. Eso de acá. Este texto siempre lo salta porque tiene pinta de que fome. Ahí es lo importante. A ver. Ox. Salteado texto. Se ripió. Campero. Se llama campero. Campanero. Dale, pa, que necesito el boss. Gatito. Necesito el boss. ¿Dónde está ese...?
Look to your equipment. Don't lose them again.
Ahí arriba está. Vale, me faltan... Me faltan... 5. Ahora sí se mueve.
Hey,
Found your head.
Habla el gato. Miau. Ping. Había un sello, nunca me di cuenta que estaba el sello. A ver qué para ella que estamos. Ah, contaba. Pensé que necesitaba una azul.
Go on. You have my approval.
Nos fuimos a fuego. Vamos a comer. No hay nada acá, ¿no? Nos fuimos a fuego. Se me enojaba solo, ¿no? Me toca jugar. Oh, UTP. Eso es que no parece tan grande el lugar. Por ahora. Ya lo vi. Yep. Hostia, podría ir literalmente con el coso este, ¿no? Una agua. Hidróculo. A ver si hay tan palfor los pies. Yo espero que hoy sí salga forma. Dale, amigo. ¿Tengo que tocar algo, boludo? Vale. Parece que no. El palacio del señor oscuro. Me acaban de dar algo, ¿verdad? Vale, lo puedo usar en cualquier lado. Falta un libro acá. Que no será este, ¿no? Esto es un vidrio, ¿verdad? Sí. Un cofre.
Curiosity
¿Esto es vidrio?
deserves a reward. Curiosity deserves a reward.
Efectivamente. ¿El libro para dónde va ahora? Pim, pum, pim. No. Ya empezamos mal. TP, 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 TP.
Strike a pose. Yeah. Get with me.
Silence! Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into your possession.
¿Qué dice Niveler? Messi Niveler. Messi. El boss. Justo esto es lo que vengo necesitando.
I see everything. Shower me with praise. Let my name echo.
An oversight! Silence! The tides beckon.
¿Qué van a hacerme usar fuego, boludo?
Dissipate. Out of my way.
Everyone hold hands.
Settle down!
Yoo-hoo!
Get with me.
Everyone hold hands.
Au. Pará, ¿quién te cree, boludo? Me iba a tener un Dark Souls casi, boludo. 3, bien. Me entré en Arlecchino, boludo.
Eh.
50. Ah, necesito 3 más. Tengo todo, tengo todo. Vale, habrá que volver en un rato. Está medio lejos con el TP igual, qué paja. Vale, hay un cofre por acá arriba. No sé si estará arriba o arriba por acá. Supongo que será arriba por algún lado. ¿Qué me quiere decir ese libro, boludo?
Bow your head.
Creo que no es para eso, Vale. Queda al lado de una cosa. ¿Qué cosa? Buena pregunta. Me queda una. A ver si lo toco ahora por el otro lado. Hay uno para acá a la derecha. Vale, es el que necesita el libro para abrirlo. ¿Qué mierda quiere el gato, boludo? Estaba ahí, ¿no?
Desapareció el gato. Oiga, siento que están puestos por poner los hidróculos, Una prueba de tiempo ahí. Se sienta. Hay uno más cerca todavía. Hola. ¿Qué me tarjeteó antes?
Silence! Be sanctified.
Be sacrificed.
Let the record show that I verbally consent to relinquishing these items into
Espero
your
que se me
possession.
cante, también te digo, No veo nada acá. Otro libro para devolver acá. Hostia, uno de estos. Ya. Va como subiendo.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
Bueno, ¿cuántos de estos hay, boludo? Vale, es solo para dejar esto acá arriba, ¿no? Tiene pinta. Bueno, no veo nada más. Además de esto. Ya. Biblioteca. Hay un cofre por ahí. Ahora sí, el que está atrás de eso, boludo. Es que tampoco... No sé si falta... Ah, no lo puedo ver acá. Ah, ya pasaron 4 minutos. Me picó.
Get with me. I see everything. Hey, share my knowledge. Time to shine.
Settle down! The tides beckon.
Our bond is strong. Shower me with lightning. Purified. I see everything.
Silence! Let the mighty be humble!
Let them fight to be humble.
Commit it to memory.
might be humble. Ay. 4000. Me partí la pierna. Ay, me da las piernas. Bien, creo que ya me da, para levelear un level. Ah, me faltan dos, la concha de la hora. Pero bueno, no voy a jugar más. Mucho Genshin, bro, mucho Genshin. Poder nuestro es, decía. Era uno de combate, mira. Libera 4 ondas de choque. Ah, mira, es de nuevo. Mucho Genshin, mucho Genshin, mucho Genshin.